Hello and welcome to the Stoic Tarot. My name is Ari, and today we're looking at the OG tarot deck, the Rider Tarot deck. And there's not much really to talk about when it comes to this deck that hasn't been said many times before, but my goal with this channel is to review every tarot deck out there, and so I gotta review them all, including this one. The paper pamphlet is literally like 15 words for the major arcana. Really simple. And then you get into a very small paragraph for each for each card. And that's about it. So very simple. And now we'll get into this deck in the flip through. This was not my first deck. It wasn't even my second deck. And I bought it after I decided I wanted to really learn and kind of study the cards. All of the resources out there, any blog posts you look at, they're all generally based on the images and references found in this deck. So when you're trying to learn about this deck, but you have a different one, it can be a little disconnected. So I picked up this deck, and it goes for about $20. I've found it for less, and I've found it for more. But on average, it's about $20, and I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to pick up one. I recommend having one on hand if you don't already. There's also a book, which I didn't know about until later. It's actually written by the gentleman who commissioned this deck. This deck is made by two people. Writer is the gentleman who commissioned it, but the artist is actually a woman by the name of Pamela. And her background is pretty interesting. I'll leave a link to her Wikipedia page, but she was an artist and she worked with some pretty interesting people, and she traveled a lot. She lived in Jamaica and she lived in Brooklyn, New York, among other places. But so yeah, she did the artwork, and he actually wrote a book called The Key to Tarot, which goes into great detail on all the different elements of this card, including what water symbolizes, everything. Like, there is not a single element on any of these cards, illustration wise, that doesn't have a thoughtful intention behind it, some other meaning. And so that's why when anyone asks me which deck they should get to start with, I recommend this one. Especially since most of the other decks out there are based on this anyway. So if you get to learn this, it gets easier to learn the rest of the decks when you buy more. That said, you should always get the deck that speaks most to you. But I do recommend having a copy of this on hand. And that's it. That's all the cards in the deck. I can't really compare it to anything else because this is the deck I used to compare all other decks to, but good slip, and I hope you enjoyed this silly flip through. Let me know what your favorite deck is in the description, and if you do want this deck and you don't already own it, you can find the link to it in the description box. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll see you again soon.